Hey, I want to talk to you about something that I get excited about, feel strongly about, and that is the masculine and feminine. These ideas. These are ideas that are deeply rooted in our psyche as human beings, kind of core to our human experience, core to our society and how we deal with roles in our society. And roles are changing. So we have to update to what is going to create like the healthiest human beings in our society. And a lot of it stems from this. So if I go back, um, the idea of the masculine and feminine, the yin and the yang, it says in the Tao Te Ching, this ancient Chinese document talks about the masculine being the divine principle, the feminine, the dark principle, and how this is important for balancing even civilization. So the Chinese said this is why men are the leaders, is they have more of the masculine, and why women are the caretakers because they have more of the feminine. Um, I wonder how a 3,500-year-old principle has affected our psyche and has affected us deeply as human beings throughout, all of the world and all of the cultures and civilizations this has touched. Now, there are some cultures that have a different idea around the masculine and feminine, and those are fascinating to look at. But this is deeply rooted in the Western mind, especially. But we're finding more and more that I'm finding more and more in a lot of my friends and people I love. A woman, they're saying, okay, the feminine has been called kind of the dark principle, the heart principle, and they're saying, but I want to tap in to my divine feminine. Ancient Egyptians actually had much more of an idea of the divine feminine, maybe a more complete idea around it. Now, the masculine has been deified by most religions today. And so rather than female saying, okay, I want to connect to the divine, which means the masculine, they're saying, okay, I want to connect to the divine within me, which I feel is actually feminine. And I think that is so beautiful and awesome. Now, to complement that, what do we as men need? Well, we need our strength. There's divinity in every human being, so there's masculine divinity. But to complement that, we can try to tap into our feminine side, which I'm not a fan of that language. I'm more a fan of, I want to tap into my masculine heart. That makes sense to me. It's a complementary move to females connecting to their inner divine feminine. Well, I actually want to connect to my authentic divine masculine and my masculine heart. That to me is complete masculinity. Here you have it. How can you have complete masculinity without a masculine heart? The heart is the core, it's the emotional center. And in order to have it, we have to have this. And I want to tell you, this isn't anything new. There are cultures throughout history who they would take boys and they do male initiation, and so much of that was about helping the boy address his pain, the reasons why it closed off from his heart, and help him to get back down to it and feel his passion and his purpose and be a complete male in touch with his masculine heart. And I'd say I don't know a lot about female initiation, but female initiation has so much been about taking a female that is in touch with her heart and getting her in touch with her divine feminine, her powerful feminine. I hear more and more about even a woman in business who said, well, when I started business, I was trying to imitate men and be in touch with my masculine side. And they're like, that didn't feel right for me. And eventually I learned, I had a powerful feminine that was more authentic to me. And that works in business even better because it's authentic. I think that is beautiful. So we have this idea that masculine and feminine is balanced inside each person. Carl Jung talked a lot about this. A lot of people talk about this. I believe moving away from that language and talking about it in a different way is more beneficial for me as a man. If you tell me that I need to balance my masculine and feminine energies, there's always resistance inside of me. Me as a man, if you tell me I need to touch my feminine side, I'm like, I want to be a male, I want to be man. So I would say it's going to be healthier for us to talk about the masculine in terms of maybe, you know, a male is masculine, and by being male and being authentically myself, I define what is masculine. And the same for a female. So men are masculine and male. Let's lump these together like the English language does innately. And that makes more sense to me. Less resistance for me to get in touch with my masculine heart, which is a reality and a fundamental human need, than telling me I need to be in touch with my feminine side. That doesn't actually work. And girls, females, women, I don't think that's actually what you want. I believe men can be in touch with their authentic core, and that is masculine. And same for females. Be in touch with their divine inner self, as well as like their beautiful hearts. So that's my feeling. More like a quadrant rather than like masculine being up here and feminine down here. Well, like there's a masculine mind, there's a masculine heart, a feminine mind, a feminine heart. Again, this is not new. Like I already said about male initiation, female initiation, I believe any man that you know that is really deeply in touch with his core and has a sense of purpose and passion from his heart and a sense of happiness, like deep happiness, to me that is a man who's in touch with his masculine heart. And I love that. So there's male initiation, there's female initiation, there's human initiation. And there's a slight difference in experience between men and women. And it's always going to be like that. And that's beautiful. And that's okay. Every person is going to have a different experience. So when it comes to the yin and the yang, yin does not equal female. It can be compared to female. Yang does not equal male. It can be compared to male because yin and yang simply means the opposites exist. Long exists, therefore short exists. Male exists, therefore female exists. That's all it means. The sun exists, therefore darkness exists. Light and dark. That's all it means. But it doesn't mean that masculine therefore equals light. It just means the opposites exist. The same as like in an atom, there's a charge. There's a positive and negative charge. And that balance is phenomenal. I have to balance that inside of myself. It's like just understanding this is what creates energy, is these balances of positive charge and negative charge. It's awesome. And to feel that balance inside myself, yin and yang is powerful. But let's not equate it to masculine and feminine. Let's realize that there's something deeper to our yin and our yang. I know the Tao Te Ching did equate it in a way to masculine and feminine, but maybe this 3,000-year-old philosophy can use a little bit of updating. It's powerful. It's got some amazing principles to it, but we can adapt it to a way that makes more sense. I mean, it wasn't written in English, so I don't know actually how they felt about it in, Chinese, the Chinese that was spoken way back then. It was really different. So let's think about it a little differently. So I'm gonna submit that the complete male and the complete masculine is a heart and a head working together. Men getting out of their head into their heart and into their body and feeling a deep passion and purpose. Same for women. Women getting out of their head and into their heart, out of just their heart, using their head, like, and having that, like, this is the complete masculine, this is the complete feminine. So why? These are just words. Masculine and feminine are just words. Why do we care? Well, I'm gonna say, if we change the way we look at something, the nature of that thing actually changes. So if I change the way I'm talking about masculine and say, okay, the complete masculine is your strength, is your power, is your muscles, sure, but it's your heart, it's your compassion, it's your sense of purpose and love. That is a complete masculine. If we change the way we look at it, the nature of that thing will change. So that's my invitation, to slightly change the way we're looking at masculine and feminine. I believe create healthier human beings, more fully in touch with their humanity, with their full self. That's my feeling, and I hope you got something out of this. If you like this idea or are interested in this idea, come join the Facebook group, Understanding the Masculine Heart. I invite you to. Let's expound on these. Let's evolve as a human race. Create a more peaceful inner self so that we can create a more peaceful society. So, sending much love. Peace.